So continuing with the Javelin project, we've got a grill. The original one was smashed beyond compare. Got this one, it's used. It was cheap because they're broken. All this stuff is old plastic and it's brittle. The hold down clips, if you ever look at any of them at the swap meets, they're all broken. This thing was cracked. It was tweaked. And what we did is took a heat gun and we relaxed the plastic, and got it back to where it was supposed to be, and used super glue and glued it. And now I'm sanding out the the high ridge where the glue comes out. Might have to touch it up with some Bondo, prime it, paint it black in the center and silver around the edge, and on the insides it'll look just like new. This is a 69 grill. This is where the latch goes in. Here's a piece that's broken out. We're gonna cut that off, take a little piece of the other grill that was good in that part, glue them together. You can see this little emblem here, it's a 69. We have a 68. Doesn't matter, not that big of a deal. But if you run what you can get. This is what it's supposed to look like. There's one broken, there's one broken. We're just gonna take plastic, cut the plastic to the same size with a slot, glue them on, reinforce it so that, it's got something. If you just stuck two together, it would just break. So you can see how low I have to get in order to even look and see the grill. Maybe if I was really far away and looking in at it, I could see it, but you still try to do your best to make it look as good as possible. But basically, when you walk by, all you're going to be seeing is the bottom part of the grill. And you can see how after we bought that hood that was for 1970, we had to cut off about that much and make this curve come down. We had to make a strip of metal and then drill holes and put little studs in there, weld them, grind them. This was a piece of stainless steel, and sand it and buff it out. So it looks just like the chrome strip that was the original. Then we were talking about these pieces here. We got plastic inserts that go in here first. They're prime and same color as this. They're drying right now. Then these go through here. You can see how we had to make this out of aluminum. Drill the holes, put little studs in there, and then this sandwiches it all together. Now, they say it costs $300 to buy two of them. You might as well just go and buy them because it was a lot of work. But if you don't have the money and you want to have the project finished, well, you can do it, but it's a lot of work. So you can see the part in the back, and what we did is we just took the drill press and set it all the way down to the bottom and then backed it off to where it was just ready to break through. Then we drilled the holes, and then we had this little running thread, and it doesn't poke through. And then, like I said, it's just a piece of aluminum cut out, hole saw, ground it level, then took files, and then sandpaper, and then buffer, and it looks, almost like the part. Yeah, we used Loctite and got about 2 or 3 threads in there, and then took 2 nuts and buried it in, and hopefully they don't back out. A lot of things that I've worked on that were supposed to be studded, when you take the nut off, the whole stud would come off. You can just put the whole thing back in later on. So another thing that's difficult was just getting all the file marks out, trying to get the curves to look the same on each one, trying to get it to fit the opening, and it was so much trial and error. You start out with a piece of paper, you put it on metal, then cut it out and with a bandsaw, and by the time you get all the nicks out, sometimes it doesn't fit exact. And this is just a rough quickie buffing. You got to use some metal polish like Flitz, Mothers, and get it totally. The smoother you do it, the more you work on it, the more it'll look like real chrome.
Here's a sneak peek at some of this handmade trim. Up at the ass crack of dawn here, getting ready to do a road trip to the 2015 Power Tour. And we're just hitting the first leg and that's going to be it. Getting ready to wash the car here. Should be an interesting road trip. We haven't really debugged the car yet. Somewhat, but not much. So it'll be interesting to see if we have any problems or not. If I remember right, the car's got a 284 gear in it. It does pretty good on the freeway. Still got it jetted out. 100 inches running pretty good. Here's a look at a S3 Laguna. This car came with one of those ratcheting shifters. I've collected Paul, and he's trying to figure out the seat belts. You move the seats back, kind of a side effect is the belts really don't go tight enough. Here's the capital of Wisconsin, in Madison.
And I remember coming back here in like 1975, and it was just motorcycles all over, trying to repeal the helmet law.
Well, we made her back. There was no hiccups at all. The car ran excellent. And I felt too dorky about carrying the camera around at the car show there, so I don't really have any footage of the cars. Here's a look at the grill. We underlaid some tabs from our parts grills. I might put an overlay piece on this underlaid piece so it looks more original. We spliced in a piece here. And other than that, our grill's looking pretty good. Here's where the material was cut from our parts grill. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.